Hey guys, welcome back to Link from the Video, and today I'm going to be reading Thea, Stilton, Treasure of the Sea, Colosuss, Whale of the Deep. Will took the string from Queen Esmeralda, and he, Nikki, Polina, and Colette quickly swam away from the science bin. There's no time to rest, Will said. Now we've got to find Colosuss, Whale of the Deep. That was a close one, Clara remarked as they swam. When Esmeralda took out your earplugs, I thought it was all over. I still don't understand how you didn't fall under her spell, Nick added. I'm not sure either, Will said. Then he smiled at Polina. But somehow I find the strength to resist her song. So how do we find the closest whale? Nikki asked. And how do we get this string from her belly? Claire added. Suddenly the sirens don't seem all that scary, said Polina. Will looked at the map. If we keep swimming this way, we should run into the Colosuss, he said, motioning with his paw. The mouses followed Will. Soon they came to an enormous shadow that blocked the sunlight coming through the water. They looked up to see the underbelly of the giant whale. Colosuss, Nikki cried. But before they could say a word to her, a strong current picked them up. It carried them right into Colosuss's huge open mouth. Help! They shouted as they were pulled down into the whale's mouth. Nikki got to her feet. It's squishing here, she said, kind of like a spongy cave. Will activated the flashlight on his wrist computer. Is everyone all right? I think so, said Polina. Just shake it up. At least we don't have to worry now we're going to get inside the whale, Claire joked. The others turned on their flashlights too. I think that's a whale's throat, Colette said. See that thing hanging down? That's called an uvula, said Nikki. But what's dangling from it? It was a violin string, Polina cried. We'll study it. We can reach it. What if we climb on one another? Shoulders, Nikki suggested. We need to be careful, Will warned. We don't want the whale to cough us up before we get the string. Okay, let's do this, Claire said. I'll get on Nikki's shoulders and Will and Polina. You hoist us up. They quickly got to work. Claire swayed back and forth a little as she tried to grab the string. Finally, her paw got a grip on it. Got it, she cried, pulling it out of the uvula. Suddenly, Colosuss had a giant sneeze. Achoo! The mice tumbled out of the great beast's mouth. They ended up on the whale's back. As she began to rise to the surface, for the first time since their adventure began, they were above the water. Colosuss swam off, leaving our friends bouncing on top of the churning waves. Well, we've got the strings, Claire said, but what do we do now? Look, cried Polina, pointing. A group of giant sea green turtles were swimming toward them. On each turtle sat a beautiful ocean fairy. We are the fairies of the warm sea. We're here to help you, the fairy said with the green hair. Climb on. Will, Nikki, Clara, and Polina each climbed on top of a sea turtle, helped by one of the fairies. Thank you so much, said Colette. How did you find us? Asked Will. This is our sea, said the fairy. We watch over the creatures who live here and help those we find who are in trouble. Can we take you somewhere? The moving dune, please, Will said. The fairy smiled. Very well, hold on tight. She directed the sea turtles away from Colosuss and toward the home of the cobra hermit crab. Our mission was almost complete. Return to the moving dune. After Pam, Violet, and I reached the moving dune, we waited for Will and the others in front of the seashell palace. Time passed and our friends didn't arrive. Although I was worried, I kept reassuring Violet and Pam that everything was fine. Finally, we saw something swimming toward us. Sea turtles, Pam cried. Who's out on their backs? Violet asked. As they got closer, we saw that they were carrying beautiful fairies and our friends. You made it, I cried. I was so happy to see them safe and sound. They climbed down off the sea turtles and swam toward us. Group hug, Pam shouted, and we all greeted one another happily. How did it go? I asked. Great, replied Colette. Well, we did have a few problems, but the fairies of the warm sea came to our rescue, finished Nikki. Thank you for helping our friends, I said to the fairies. It was a pleasure to help you, replied the green-haired fairy. Did you find the strings? Pam asked. We have them both, one answered, showing them to us. And how about you? Polina asked us. Yes, replied Violet, holding up the 2 strings we had found. Hooray! The Thea sisters cheered. Now we just have to bring these inside and show the cobra hermit crab that we kept up our end of the bargain, said Colette. One of the fairies of the warm sea spoke up. We will not wait for you here. Then we will wait for you here, then we will take you to the Pink Pearl Castle. Thank you, we cried. We entered the seashell palace and found the cobra hermit crab busy with one of his piles of shells. Excuse me, Will said politely. The crab jumped and turned to look at us. Ah, it's you, he said. We've brought you the 4 strings of the sea violin, Will said, showing him. And now we would like the instrument, please. The hermit crab's eyes bulged with surprise. He fetched the sea violin from the mother of pearl chunk. Then he handed it to Will. Here it is, he said. Now go before I change my mind. Thank you for respecting our agreement, I said. It was foolish of me, the crab snapped. For when that violin plays, it will bring me great unhappiness. What do you mean? Polina asked, but the hermit crab just turned his back to us and stared at seashells. We should go, Will said, motioning to us. I feel sorry for him, said Polina as we left the palace. He seems very sad about something. Yes, and his last comment was very mysterious, Colette said. I agree, I said, but we don't have time to find out what's bothering him. I'm afraid we must save Aqua Marina. Outside the palace, the fairies were waiting for us. Jump on the sea turtles, a fairy told us. We'll soon be at the Pink Pearl Castle.